Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's we're going to be reviewing the 2025 Dodge Durango Hellcat. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Dodge here in Provo for giving me some time with this Durango. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a supercharged 6.2 liter V8 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 12 around town and then 17 on the highway, with power outputs being 710 horsepower and then 645 pound-feet of torque. Before I move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, I think it looks really cool with the satin black. You've got all the venting there as well, which just adds to the aggression. Now, popping down below, they haven't changed anything with the headlights in a few years, but I like this style of headlight on the Durango. I think it looks really sharp. SRT there with the grille, and then you can see it's all open here at the bottom part of the front fascia. It's super aggressive. I mean, look at the bodywork there. This is crazy for a 3-row family SUV. Now, our tire wheel setup is 295 by 45 by 20 in the front and over in the rear. And you can see here with the wheels, darker in coloration, it's kind of like a very dark metallic gray. You've got the red Brembo brakes, which look incredible. And look how big the rotors are on this. You've got these nice painted fender flares. You've got the Hellcat badge there on the side, blacked out mirror caps. And there's your side profile. Now this leads us to the key fob. We've got the SRT logo there. We have our lock and unlock function, the opening for the hatch, remote start function as well, and yes, the red key, it's cool. So the Durango, this is a 3-row SUV, so you've got not a ton of storage space behind the third row, but it's usable. And then we've got a little 12 volt here. You can fold the third row down if you want, just click that tab and throw it forward. Pretty straightforward with the use, but yeah, you don't lose any practicality with the Hellcat version. Press that and that will lower the hatch right back down. And then this has a cool taillight design, or at least I think it's cool, with the light bar. And then you guys can see the dual outlet exhaust tips. Again, you got the SRT Hellcat badge there on the back, and that's the rest of the rear. Popping into the rear, we've got soft touch trim here at the top. You got the forged carbon down below. You've got the two-tone stitching right there. I'll move this out of the way. Captain chairs here. And I like the coloration. It's kind of like a brown with almost like a little bit of red hue. See the storage pocket, and getting in's easy. By the way, I'll hit the camera on the side. Whoops. Legroom's decent. We've got vents here in the rear, heated seats, USB outlet, center console kind of in the back, which is really cool. USB port. Nice trim here on the top. We've got climate controls here up top as well. And then you got a fancy headliner with this. Vents all throughout. And then the third row, you can fit adults back there, surprisingly, but I'd reserve it for kids. This leads us up front, where again, we've got the nice trim there at the top, down below too. More of that forged carbon. Front two windows are automatic. Get your memory seats. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. SRT Hellcat logo there. Perforated all down the center. All of our adjustments on the side. See, it says supercharged. Fancy pedals. Got our light controls here. You can see the stitching and a soft touch all over the dash too. So we've got Alcantara wrapped all around the steering wheel. You can see the paddles here on the back, radio controls below that. We've got adaptive cruise control with this, voice command controls, all the normal stuff. Turn signal, windshield wiper stock, and guess what? Mostly analog gauge cluster here in the center. You do have a screen in the center though too that you can use to see different bits of vehicle information, as performance pages, all of that. Really nice trim all across the dash. I think it makes this feel more premium. Now, the Durango still doesn't have a 360 camera. If they just added a 360 camera, more people would buy this, I promise you. Anyways, we've got dual zone climate, heated and ventilated seats, which is nice. You can also control the rear climate from the front. And the overall infotainment system, this new one, I think that it responds pretty quickly. For the most part, it does take a second for some of the pages to load up. Let me see. Yeah, it still have the race car helmets on too, which is cool. Climate controls. But yeah, nice setup. And then if you go to the vehicle tab, you can see it says SRT there, but you got the headrest fold right here as well. And then if we press the SRT button. There we go. All the drive modes will pop up. And I think this has more drive modes than, like, varied drive modes than most other vehicles. Dual zone climate controls down below. Heated and ventilated seats. Like, I like to have physical buttons for different elements. We do have launch control with this. Got wireless phone charging pad, some USBs, shifter here for the 8-speed, some cup holders, more of that forged carbon, and then with the center console up front, nothing crazy, just normal setup. Nice trim here on the top, regular rear view mirror, and then we do have a sunroof too. So here's our window sticker for this Durango Hellcat Silver Bullet. You can see that the package is $15,000 on top of the already $97,000 base price. But yeah, you get a very, very nice interior with this fully loaded, and this one has the upgraded tires. Anyways, $115,910 is the total MSRP on this. Let's see how it performs. Well, let's check my visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood, both the mirrors, do a blind spot ring, do the rest of the rear, and Durango Hellcat. Apparently, there's some trouble a-brewing because of Dodge, just Stellantis in general, selling final edition vehicles, right? We all know it with the Wrangler and then with the Durango and everything, and then, well, it wasn't final edition because now here we are, 2025, and we've got a Durango Hellcat still here, and I think there's going to be 392 Wranglers as well in 25, so yeah, might be in a little bit of trouble. Anyways, let's talk about how this Durango Hellcat performs. That has got to be kilometers. There's no way that, yeah, that is kilometers per hour. I was like, there's no way that was that quick. Where's our freedom units? Anyways, the Durango Hellcat is a cool vehicle. Now, it is firmer than a regular Durango. Like, it's firmer than an RT. It's somewhat similar to an SRT in terms of how firm it is with the suspension. So just understand that this is not a luxury car. It has luxury features. It's got comfortable seats, but it's very sporty. Again, similar to, think of this as like Dodge's AMG or BMW's M car. That would be a way to kind of, that was a weird sentence, but that would be a way to kind of look at it, right? And it's nice. It really is. You got pretty good handling. It is a bigger, heavier SUV, but it handles, definitely handles. Pop it into the sport mode here. Oh, that'll make suspension even firmer. We were in the auto setting and it was already pretty firm. Now I will say the sound, just idling, got that V8 chugging, such a beautiful sound. And I really do, like, if you haven't had a chance to sit in one of these new Durangos, just go, like, even if it's just a, not, you know, like a lower down package, go and sit in the new Durango. This interior is, I don't know, it's pretty darn nice. Like, the fit and finish feels pretty solid. I mean, especially for a Dodge, feels pretty solid. The material's pretty nice. I don't know, especially like, you look at the new Explorer and the new Traverse and everything, and they just feel very cheap. And this has plastic, obviously, but they just feel like cheaper and more plasticky. It's something that I've kind of noticed. And this is obviously over $115,000. It's gonna have nice materials, but even, you know, a base model RT's got a pretty nice interior, all things considered. Now, sport mode, we got an Altima, so they'll drive fast enough. Oh, and of course we'll wait for them to, okay. Yeah, buddy. It's got some power. It's got some power. And the thing about these Hellcat engines, they are pretty darn reliable. I reviewed a TRX, same engine, and it had like 100,000 miles, and that engine was so strong, like didn't skip a beat. It felt like it could go at least another 100,000 miles. And the thing to know is you just have to do regular maintenance, right? Your regular oil changes and all that, and that this Hellcat engine will go for a long time. It'll probably do the typical Dodge thing where the engine will keep going, but the car around it will fall apart. That's Dodge for you, right? They gotta keep to their heritage. But regardless, really, really exciting vehicle. It drives, again, for what it is. This is a 3-row mommy SUV. It drives pretty darn sporty. It's got a crazy engine under the hood. It is expensive, but you're paying for the horsepower. That's what you're paying, to have a crazy supercharged V8 under the hood. And so you either value that or you don't. And so I think a lot of people, when they look at this, they go, oh, it's too expensive, this and that for a Dodge. And it's like, yeah, it is very expensive for a Dodge, but what other company is offering a brand new factory warranty supercharged V8 SUV with over 700 horsepower? Exactly. Doesn't exist. Right, the closest is Range Rover, and their V8 has just over 500 horsepower. And their cars are very expensive. And their V8 sounds good, but I think this one sounds better. Let me know your thoughts.